Hi, my name is Aziz Tazi. I was born in Casablanca, Morocco. I did 2 years of classe prépa at Sainte-Geneviève in Versailles before joining the École Centrale of Paris, where I got my engineering degree. I did a dual degree program with UC Berkeley, a Master of Science in Industrial Engineering and Operations Research, before doing what I do now, which is completely different. That is, I am a filmmaker. This is something that I've been passionate about since I was a teenager, when I was 12, 13, and I made videos with my neighbor. I remember just while my friends were actually playing video games, I would actually make videos of these video games. And I just spent a lot of time and efforts on them, sometimes 6 to 8 months on a 15-minute short film. And it was just something that I really enjoyed, putting together actions from those games and synchronizing them with music, adding visual effects that I created myself. And yeah, I just really liked it. But when you're in Morocco, people don't necessarily encourage you to follow your passion. They just tell you if you want to be successful, you should be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. So I did that. And after I started my studies, I realized that I really wanted to actually make movies, and it wasn't just a hobby. It was something that I wanted to dedicate my life to. So that's where I made the switch. So Imago was actually a psychological thriller short film that I did while being a student at École Centrale. École Centrale of Paris was the first time in my life where I finally had time to dedicate my effort and my energy to what I loved. So I joined the student TV organization called NX, which had plenty of equipment. And it was great because we would host weekly talk shows where we would shoot some skits and some parodies, but we also had access to that equipment for personal projects. So I took advantage of that. And for 1 year, I gathered a small team of students who also had that same passion. And we were able to shoot this really interesting thriller, which actually got selected as the opening film of the Arab Film Festival in 2013. So I was very proud of that, especially because what started as a student film turned into something more serious, where we auditioned professional actors. We went on location in Normandy, and we also shot in Paris, but we really put a lot of efforts into it. And I think people appreciated that. And it also helped me to have a business card, something that I would show people to tell them that's how serious I was. It wasn't just an idea or dream, but it was something that I was working towards and striving to achieve. So after graduating from UC Berkeley, I moved to Los Angeles. As you imagine, I'm a Moroccan citizen. I don't know anybody in Los Angeles. I don't necessarily come from money or some really well-connected people in the industry. So it was very difficult. As I started, I just had no connections. I had to build my network from the ground up. So the only thing I could do was really to move to the capital of the entertainment. So moving to LA was a big step. I wanted to be in that world and just be able to network with people. And that was only made possible because I went out of my comfort zone. I went to events. I met up with strangers. I tried to take every opportunity as possible. It eventually led to some opportunities, such as the Arab Film Festival, which I interned for. I also then rose a little bit up in the ranks and became the festival manager. I met other people that I made short films or documentaries for, and eventually it was what took me to my first feature film. LA is extremely competitive when it comes to the film industry. I mean, imagine everybody has the same goal. When you go to any coffee shop, everybody is typing up a script, hoping that it would be the next hit. Bouncers or waiters at restaurants are often people who are aspiring to be musicians, actors, producers, or even directors, such as me. So it's very competitive. And you need to have something to stand out. And what I did to stand out was I had saved up a little bit of money from when I worked as a student. And after meeting the right people, they encouraged me to use that money to shoot some of my first feature film. I didn't have the entire budget, but I shot 2 days, which was enough to gather some recognizable actors, have some action-packed scenes that I wanted to shoot, and put this together in a teaser, which I would then show investors. This is extremely important because imagine when everybody has a script. So when you approach investors, you tell them, I have an idea. They would respond, get in line. Everybody has an idea. Or I have a script. Same answer, get in line. But if you have actually a tangible thing, something that you have shot that's in the can with recognizable faces and with some explosions, then they're like, okay, now we're talking. Now I would like to listen more. And so in this case, that's what finally was what started the ball rolling on my project, which was my first feature film. It's a love story that develops into a crime drama, and it's set in America and the Middle East. It's actually starring Mickey Rourke, Eric Roberts, Sean Stone, Patrick Kilpatrick, Richard Chazin, Luis Mandylor, and French rap legend La Fouine. It has been acquired by Lionsgate, and it will come out on June 15 in North America, but then also in Germany, Russia, England, India, Pakistan, Latin America, and a lot of other countries. Nightwalk is literally a dream come true. I was still in prépa at Sainte-Geneviève, where I woke up one day with a dream of this couple that was in an exotic place and they had an incident with the police. Immediately I thought this would make a good idea for a script. I have a notebook where I keep all of these ideas and thoughts for films. I immediately wrote it down and kept it on the side until I was ready to write my first feature film, and I decided this would be a good starting point to expand on. We started the project back in 2015. That's when I started my little proof of concept, and I shot a few scenes, but then things don't work out that easily in Hollywood. The project somehow fell apart. I had issues with investors, I had issues with the cast, where we were basically unable to shoot for almost 3 years. And that was terrible for me because I was seeing people who were from the same classes of me. I saw people who graduated at the same time as me from the engineering school that were already in established positions at big corporations that were making six-figure salaries. And I was there in LA struggling to get my first project made. I had to do things that I wasn't necessarily proud of, that obviously my family or environment would think somebody with 2 degrees from relatively prestigious schools in the world would not have to do. I remember back when I first started École Centrale, in the first week of class, one of the instructors came to us and he said, "You will never experience poverty or job insecurity." And that for me was incredible because I felt so relieved. After all these years of hard work, I was set for life. Well, it wasn't the case. It was extremely precarious as a situation. I had to drive Uber or do some tutoring just to pay bills because I had no other source of income. And so that was extremely hard on my mental health. But eventually, through perseverance, we were able to get back to set 3 years later, in 2018. And that's when I found the right people. I was able to get the right team of producers, of actors, and we shot between LA, but also in 5 different cities in Morocco. Now, being from Morocco, this was an extreme honor because I was able to shoot with the people that I was very close to. And today, I'm very proud that the film was an official selection to the Moscow International Film Festival, but it also won Best Screenplay at Prague Film Festival and Best Actor for Mickey Rourke. The movie has been since acquired by Lionsgate, which is a prestigious distribution company here in the US, and it's coming out on June 15th.